Welcome, everyone. The ultimate game in the college football season. Everything has built to this. The battle for the national championship and college football immortality. A moment that every young football player grows up dreaming about. And what a matchup this is.
Just based on vibes of the call, I think CJ's got it by the balls. Andrew very timid. Very soft.
In the pregame, he did act very relaxed. And sometimes I think that's a bad thing. You know, this is
you have to wonder.
You know, as the representative of the American here, I can tell you that Andrew, if he's upset, he's going to do poorly. If he's relaxed, he's going to do well. I'm not expecting a lot of mistakes from Andrew, so it's really going to be whoever wins. It's going to be a small blunder. I don't think it's going to be. It's not going to be a shit show. We're talking about this is a couple of surgeons.
Why the fuck is
going at each other?
Why the fuck is it at the Bulls Stadium? What the fuck?
I mean, it's a very good question. We are.
Yo, get Chris in here. What the hell?
So the bowl placements have probably ran out, and they had to repurchase where they were going to have the Natty, and it just so happened they had the money.
This is going to be big here. This is a big first drive. CJ's defense or Andrew's offense? CJ's defense is very good. His front is very good.
We might get a Femi Klutz deep ball to start the game.
Yeah, he's going to go for it.
That'd be a great tone setter.
I think he had him. He pulled the trigger there.
I think if he threw it deep, it was a touchdown. I won't lie. But
that was 16. That was Nareek Chick on the catch. He's had a pretty good year. Nareek Chick. He works a lot of the underneath stuff, you know, with Andrew. You know, he's either
just running to nowhere.
Yeah, CJ's a really good linebacker as well. Sledge, love that guy.
You guys are like 10 seconds ahead of me.
It's so fun.
This is not working.
Are you not on the refresh your Twitch?
Yeah, just refresh it. We
We
weren't given the opportunity to watch this game live in person. We were told that we had to color commentate from home.
Ruggs making adjustments.
It's a COVID year.
Completely out of it. Drops 8. Rolling left. Ruggs.
Contained by the defensive end.
A lot of whites out there. A lot of whites, respectfully.
Are you talking about jerseys? I think so.
A lot
around.
a lot of whites. I didn't. You know, a lot of whites. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Taj Ruggs, he's got a super big arm here at a Yahoo City, Mississippi. Never been there.
Yazoo.
Never been there. Yazoo?
That's the southern tip of the Mississippi Delta.
Is the depth at running back for Richmond. Had 2 starting running backs go down last week. The backup came in and played well. And you see they're getting 6 yards here.
Oh, nice. Big carry there. Likes to attack the edge. Andrew, I'm sorry. Richmond runs a lot of shit out of the pistol here. I mean, he's basically going to be in pistol and shotgun the entire game. You will not see Taj under center the entire game. I promise you that. Here we go. This is what we talked about. Got to win
Big
this
play here. The
big. Motions him out.
This is going to be wide open here.
Here we go. Oh, the big tight end. Oh,
We
yeah.
haven't seen a pass like that since NCAA 14. That is such a good play.
That's a good play. Joey Troop. That play at NCAA was 14 was unstoppable. Joey Troop. Big catch. You know, Joey Troop, the last few years, remember that last year, that run where he made incredible catches down the stretch of those games to win it for Richmond?
Yeah, this is the question. Can a team get a stop today?
Oh, he's got him.
Oh
my God. He's deep cut.
Touchdown, Femi Klutz.
Femi. Holy shit.
How do you stop that? There's nothing you can do to stop that.
It looks like Chatt
look at the start of this play, it is single high coverage. The guy takes the inside route. It is wide open to your speeding wide receiver down the sideline. No one can keep up with him.
And this, you know, the thing that people don't, they think about Femi Klutz for the route running, but they forget that he's the fastest man in the country.
Yeah, true. Track star.
You know, some say he might play corner in the NFL.
Some say. All right.
Well, I heard that he actually got drafted to push a sled in the bobsled in the Olympics this coming year because he's got such developed quads.
Do you have to be fast? to do to push
You have
the
to be
ball
very
forward?
fast, very strong.
Thanks for that. All right. Dude, I hate CJ does this shit all the time where he winds you down to the last 3 seconds before he picks a damn play. He waterboards you. Sorry. Impartial commentary.
What a defensive
Scrubs. Oh shit.
We were concerned.
Fellas, I don't want to say that this game is over. I'm not going to say that because it just.
This game is a long way from over. All right.
Disrespect.
We have 2 of the best quarterbacks in the game playing against each other. And I have 100% faith that John Wick has the capability to get them on the right track.
You know what? We talked about this with Chatt. Coach pre-game. He said he wasn't going to go 5 wide. Well, here we are. It's game time. He's 5 wide. A little misdirection in the media.
Right? Because we were concerned about the pressure.
Pass rush. Yeah.
And just as we talk about pressure, we throw a quick screen to negate that pressure. What a great call.
You do.
Yeah, what a great call.
You do have a question. You have to question here Chatt's play calling. I think that there's an issue here where
Two screens over the game.
I think deep ball envy, where he wants to throw the deep ball. He wants to at least show that he wants to throw the deep ball, and then doesn't. It's mind
John
games.
Wick on 3rd and 4. A great
tight end.
pass to the tight end, right up the middle. And we talked about this before the game. 3rd down conversion rate, 70% on the year. What a great call.
Nicholas Maggio with the catch. Very nice. You know, I'm surprised you've only seen Dorian so far. We talked to Chatt head coach. You said we see a lot of stump this game. He's known as the muscle of Germantown. Might be a Nazi. Don't know. Germantown's a little weird. So, doing again, Dorian in. Not going with the power. He's adjusting at the line. Wick looks over the sideline.
Got a really wide 3-3 split here. I'm really curious to see if this is something they can change with play.
He cuts it up. Mayhem. No. Only 5.
You know, when you play that 3-3 wide split, sometimes in these lanes right up the middle, and you saw that right there, a good 5-yard gain.
Yep. I agree.
Klutz is averaging about 25 yards a catch this season. Is there anything that Chatt can do to stop Femi Klutz?
I don't think so.
I think
you can't go single high.
What you need to do to stop Femi Klutz is to keep him off the field, and that is exactly what Chatt is working on right now. You see some great, consistent play calling.
Hey, that's Russell BJ. Here he comes.
BJ. Like I said, the leader of that defense, the guy who can slow down this Chatt offense.
And as a Furman guy, love the 33. Love it. Love that for him. 98, pull your shirt down.
You know, I'm really curious to see if they go back to that 5 wide. This pressure, it is very, very tough to deal with.
You know, a lot of this I've noticed after playing Chatt many a times. He loves over the middle here on 3rd down. He's gonna go. It's gonna be a 5 wide. It's empty bunch. So hey, keep an eye on 84 right here. I bet he runs something over the middle.
I'm looking at 76 right now. That's the matchup. 76 left tackle.
Back to throw again.
He holds up well.
Runs outside. Deflected. Nice defense.
Incomplete, and now
You know, we tried a quick zig route. It was undercut. Could have been picked. Very lucky.
I don't know. Did Chatt run the ball at all there? On any of those drives? I don't think they did. I don't think 1 touch for Dorian.
Well, you know, that's kind of the signature Chatt move. Is they don't like to run the ball. They like to throw the ball, keep it in the backfield, and then go up the field. They want to get the ball as far out as possible. I don't think it's going to work against a defense that's as fast as this Richmond defense. It's star-studded. It's all blue chips. They're all. We're talking about the fastest guys in the country.
You have to wonder if the concern of the Richmond front 7 made the play calling change for Chatt leading into the first half.
Oh my God, he cut it back. Some horrible vision there from Jason Moore.
We saw very limited runs up the middle.
Is that Trent Richardson?
He had 9 yards, decided to take the 1. Really trying to grind out this game here. Oh, there's Finney. He's in the
Finney is in a
slot
great
again.
spot here.
2nd down, I'm going to throw it.
Very patient.
Nice.
Very good throw.
Great check down to Chet.
You know, we haven't
Hey,
talked about Todd's Ruggs today.
Todd's been good.
One thing about Ruggs is he doesn't rely on Femi Klutz. Femi Klutz, I think, is the best player in college football right now. But he's not the entirety of this offense.
Yeah.
They've got weapons everywhere. And I think it just really speaks to the talent of Femi Klutz to be able to shine even in such a star-studded offense.
Yeah. Todd does a good job of, we've heard a lot of coaches say, play point guard, dish it out to everybody get a touch, everybody get involved. 3rd and 1, big one here. Ruggs adjusting at the line.
This is where the line of scrimmage really matters.
Looking to pick up the first down through the air.
But a flag comes out. Oh,
that looks like a pass interference.
There's a flag on
Oh.
the field. See what that's
No
about.
Big
contact.
mistake.
Tom Barrymore just got caught holding the jersey there across the middle.
Very happy to take
Another
the
white.
result of that play.
Chad Forney had that catch there. Good little, found this soft spot in the zone.
We talk about the line of scrimmage. This offensive line just won the nation's offensive line best award
Uh-oh.
this year.
Hand it off. The game is
Okay, we're getting
So that was just a baffling decision there.
Tad McCoy just,
You know, we talked about running back depth, and you are seeing it now. The lanes are right there, but the vision is not.
Well, I think it's there's two reasons, right? There's maybe he's got less vision, but I think it's also Hatfield McCoy. He's a challenger.
maybe at war with himself.
He sees somebody. He's a bruiser. He sees a guy. He wants to run him over. He doesn't want to avoid him. And I think that's a problem for a star wide receiver.
You know, this is
again.
a talent that you don't see often.
my God.
Femi Klutz,
He's
he's
just-
across the middle of the field.
He really is the great white hope for
A few
receivers
years
in
ago,
in
you
college
had-
football.
First down.
Boys, did you see how Todd stood in that pocket, though? Delivered
The talents.
with the pressure.
When we
Very
talk about
nice.
great wide receivers, you talk about Julio Jones,
Red zone now. Looking
right?
for-
You talk about Ryan Williams. You talk
Yep.
about Jameson Williams.
He's brought down.
Oh my
Today's
gosh.
game is
Let's
Femi
check out
Klutz.
this call.
Methuselah, another illegal
The
contact.
offense will obviously
You know,
Oh, man.
this really it makes you question the coaching.
Interception leaders, Miles Nagy.
Chattanooga.
Top right. Yep. Yep, Nagy, best player in the country, maybe.
9
Some are
out of
saying,
those
yeah.
interceptions came against Holy Cross earlier in the year.
check the Poncho games.
Well,
Maybe had a few
the thing is, even if that were true, the second and third placeholders on that list. Oh my gosh!
We just
all
saw
of those picks from Holy Cross. This, I told you guys at the beginning of the game, the tone was set. I don't know if Chattanooga can come back. It's only 2 scores, but it feels like 60. This is.
boot this one away.
They have to be able to run the ball.
This game is very early. Chatt's only had 1 possession, right? We talked about can anybody get stops. We're going to have to see stops if we see Chatt come back. But right now, they have to get the ball moving. They have to run the ball.
They have
The issue here is I think Richmond is deep in their bag right now. Richmond wants to play a defensive game,
And the first play of the drive now.
and Chattanooga wants to play a shootout. And Richmond is definitely setting the scene
three
here.
on the line. Let's see. Wicklett's
He's
confused.
not respecting the run game at all.
Oh my gosh, this is. Are they gonna get it off? They barely snap it in time.
Oh, no.
Oh no! Intercepted by Malik, the star. He's going, touchdown!
We saw a great play by the defense here. Some really good misdirection blitz off the edge. John Wick had no idea that the pressure was coming, and as soon as he did, he threw it over the middle late, and it was intercepted. They returned it back for 6, and this game, as my co-commentator Ben had said, is looking out of control.
No, guys, Malik leads the Richmond defense in sacks, tackles for loss, and 3rd in tackles. And he just has a pick in the natty. Pick 6 in the natty.
Pick 6. Now, there's a lot of conversation about the American. Is the American a bad conference?
Right.
Richmond runs through it every year. They get all the way to the end. But the thing that people aren't discussing is maybe Richmond is that good. Maybe they are him. And I think that what we're seeing now is they're even the next school, the school that's really just nipping at their heels. They're not nipping at their heels.
Okay.
They're miles behind. Richmond is just way far ahead. Now,
this
is the whole
really
conference? No,
starting
but
to remind me of a Natty game a couple years ago. Now probably 6 or 7, where Georgia faced TCU, and going into the game, there was some big highlights about quarterback play. Could they keep up? And you saw just the talent and the disadvantages between the two teams. And I feel like that's a similar case today.
Right.
Well, the interesting thing is both of these teams are incredibly talented. I think that the difference here, because they both have about the same number of blue chip recruits. I think that they're both about 60 to 70% blue chip recruits, which is head and shoulders above every other team in the league. But the thing is, the difference is that Richmond's blue chips are 5-star players. They're not 4-star players. Chatt is, they're replete with 4-star players. It's all 4-star players, but they don't have the same ceiling breakers that Richmond has.
And in a game like this, that's all that matters. Who can get the best talent?
That's what sets them apart.
And Wig is awfully cold, boys. A huge third down here. Gotta get something.
Drops back, needing a third down completion here.
Across his body. Oh, great throw. And Chatt just gets to the ropes.
They really needed that. They just really needed that. That's a moral victory.
We're looking at the total passing yards this season. Desmond Yates out of Oregon led the way with over 5,000 passing yards, but John Wick not too far down the list at number 5, a little over 4,000 yards. He's going to have to throw for about 500 more today if he wants a chance of winning this game.
John Wick's a junior? Jesus.
Now, one of the things I do want to point out about this Richmond offense is it's not a great offense. It's a good offense. Really, it does what it needs to do, but it's not explosive, except for Femi Klutz. It's not exciting, but it gets the job done. There's no mistakes. It's professional.
Very unlucky there. The running back caught it, but just barely stepped out of bounds. Could not progress the line to gain. Dorian Scruggs, we talked about him before the game. We thought that he would have to have a big day for this team to be able to be victorious, and he's just not performed well up to this point.
I think what we're seeing is that this might just be too big of a stage for Chattanooga's players.
Yeah, Richmond's been here before. They've done this a time or two.
They've been here before. This is it's like Christmas. It comes every year for them.
Stanley, and speaking of Christmas, Richmond defensive end Rich Christmas on that stuff. I can't believe Christmas, Jason Bourne, and John Wick are in this game. Some great names here.
And this is the third down conversion rate we talked about before. These 3rd and 8s, it's a lot more difficult when you're this far backed up.
Oh, you motioned out, so you ran this like a million times against me.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down.
Oh, big hit by Ivanus!
Oh, clutch. Oh, that was clutch. That was a good catch. You have to wonder, when is Richmond going to start covering this left flat? It seems like that's where Chatt is going. That's where John Wick is throwing on 3rd downs.
Like all coordinators found his rhythm here on the outside passing.
Maybe he got a drink or two down.
And we talked about the banquets being sold out down here in South Florida.
There's the snap.
That's misdirection. Training start.
You know, this guy defensive rally, take down the rest. He's got all the skills you need to be a top NFL defensive end.
He's going to be a real star at the next level. He's as fast as a running back, and he's as big as a house. I don't know what you can really do to stop him, except for maybe pray.
And you see
rolling
here,
right, rolling right,
playing great secondary
He's
defense.
Just going.
No one open. He takes off for a good 10-yard gain.
He got about 13 yards in there. That's pretty good. That's probably one of his biggest gains of the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Chatt does. They They don't get a lot of these 3rd and long situations. They have today, but they really try to get a few yards at a time, and they really have struggled to do that. There is not a lot of 4 to 5 yard gains on 1st, 2nd down. Losing 1st, 2nd down is
what I want you to focus on here is the front 7. Look at the offensive line. They are about to get bulldozed.
Uh-oh. Look, pressure coming. A little screen. Oh.
2, very early decision here in the game. Curious if they decide to go for it here.
I think you gotta go. You gotta give. Wick is kind of cooking on this drive. I think you can put the ball in his hands and let him make a decision here.
You know, if you don't go for it here, you have to say when. When will you do it? If not now, then when? You're down
and when is exactly what Richmond wants to do here.
I feel like we're going to look right here at 89 on the out route to the left.
Uh-oh, there it is. Good call.
Great call by the commentary team.
Totally Robo. Ivan Ooze again.
Ivan Ooze coming up clutch this drive. He's made 3 catches on that left hash. Very good play call.
Could say he's oozing potential here.
Great awareness to know exactly where he is.
Like that one.
You know, Richmond took a chance there going with an all-out blitz. Man coverage, they could have easily gotten beat.
McCracken sliding close to the line here. A draw. Ludwig!
Oh
my goodness. Mozart could never.
You know, after the pick six, I thought this offense
needs points here.
Chatt does
need points here.
Something.
If you leave with an empty drive, I think you just go ahead and leave the stadium here.
This is a spot
I think they have to get 7 as well.
From
Cannot
the 8
sell.
or 9 yard line. No one wants to be in this spot.
Send the back in motion.
Chad is just giving up on the run. No run just called.
Oh,
Pick it off!
Touchdown. Touchdown.
Oh my goodness.
That is what we needed to see.
Incredible block by the running back there to spring him free.
Absolutely clutch.
Yeah. The scramble there, that's the Pat special.
You know, the concern with that drive, though, is it took 3 minutes off the clock, and there is only so much time in this game to try to dig into this deficit.
Wait, is that Pat?
Pat McCracken?
That one bounces through the end zone. So
And a TV timeout. This game is brought to you by Slim Jims.
Now, do we know? Is this CJ adjusting the camera timeout?
That's a good question. We really don't know exactly what the holdup is. It could be a slight rain delay, could be an advertisement. We talked about Slim Jims. We also have Sprite plus tea, the official drink of the Natty.
25.
And does it really get any? It's the 2 best things. Of course, they're better together.
Here comes the
All right, so Richmond's going to be taking over on the 25.
Is run by both teams very efficiently. Both teams like to run the pistol spread formation.
To be changing the play.
Did we lose
one of our curling commentators? But that's okay. He's not missing much. All we are seeing today is Richmond dominating the line of scrimmage. Hatfield McCoy saw pure red on that run.
He just saw open field. There, you know, you look out on the field, you see Chatt, you see the defenders. They got their hands on their knees, the hands on their head. They're breathing hard. Richmond's players they're not breathing hard at all. This is easy. They're not tired yet. It's too early for that.
They just had a good 4-minute breather on the sidelines. They are ready to go.
That's right. They're ready to go.
Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff.
A really good play there.
Great play. Somehow got a yard. I think that's a pretty generous spot.
It seemed like everybody was trying to get him down on that play. 53 barely holding on. Finally got him down.
Now it's interesting. Jason Bourne has run the ball 3 times with only 8 yards. And this is a guy who averages 6 to 7 yards per run in a game. Of course, you have to
what we haven't brought up is Chatt's pass rush. They have had a dominant pass rush all year long.
That's true. Now the question here is, will Richmond even have to throw the ball for the rest of the game?
It seems to me like
is the name of the game here just run the clock out, grind them down, don't make mistakes, don't throw the ball, don't throw picks, pound it, and go home with another trophy.
It's crazy to think that that is the mindset of a team in the second quarter of a national championship game, but it might just be their mindset to get out of here with a win, to run the ball.
Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. And he stopped after gaining 4 yards, so 2nd and 6.
You have to wonder.
Isn't that just a story? Look at those the offensive numbers here. Chatt's only they've not even gotten to 70 yards. Richmond's got more than double that in the first half so far.
We talk
that's
about
just an offense.
The amount of attempts when they possess the ball. Both teams, Chatt's only had the ball 3 times. Their first drive ended up in a 3-and-out. The second drive was a pick 6, very costly mistake. That third drive, they scored a touchdown. All right, this is Richmond's 3rd offensive drive, and they already have 21 points. You have to get stops.
And when you get those stops, you have to convert them into points. And Richmond's been great at that tonight.
Very early timeout here by Chatt. They're looking to get the ball back before half so they can try to dig into this lead. And if they're going to do that, they have to get a stop here. I expect to see man coverage across the board. I would be shocked if they do not bring some type of pressure.
No, I think that this is kind of a tacit admission by the coach for Chattanooga, by Coach Witty Banter, that he needs time to get down the field. This is not a game against Holy Cross where he can save 15 seconds of the clock and get down the field. This is a game, looks like he's getting the ball back now. Unfortunately, down another 7 points. It's going to be a long time for Chatt to climb out of this. Sorry, go ahead.
If you send that all-out rush like they did, there's no one left in the secondary to be able to stop them, and that's what they did. They sent everybody up towards the line of scrimmage. The safety took a bad angle, ended up getting blocked by the best offensive lineman in the college football game today, number 54. He has already got 3 pancakes today, and he just added another right then.
Wow. It really is just it's an honor to see this kind of talent playing. Yeah, do we have any updates for?
So here we go.
If we are going to have our other color commentator back with us before halftime ends. He went down to the sidelines. He is also our sideline reporter. So we're hopeful that he can get down there and talk with Coach Witty Banter about this first half and what he thinks has gone wrong.
Now that is a big play by Dorian Scruggs to get up the field and stop the clock. It's clutch to step out. It's all about clock management right now, so that he can they can go down and score, and then get the ball back after half, and hopefully cut this down to a 1-score game.
They'll run it to the right side.
Now I think that was a masterful call by Coach Witty Banter, because he could see that the defense was not respecting the run.
You just question if this dedication to running the ball is a little too late, especially with time running off the clock to end the half. You question if they're really trying to get down the field.
Well, thankfully he's getting out of bounds. I think we'd see a different. They'd be walking a different tempo. Oh, awful play. That's exactly what you don't need if you're Chattanooga. Now, of course, you're lucky that wasn't a pick 6, and you should be happy with a loss of 4. but that was a dangerous play.
We look at the top receiving touchdown stats this year. Femi Klutz with 24. That is insane. He is averaging nearly 2 touchdowns per game. He's already got one tonight, and I don't even know if we'll be seeing him later on. They continue to run the ball the way they have. I don't know if he's going to be seeing the ball.
Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. Escapes the pocket.
Ooh, John Wick just took a vicious shot to the head, trying to pick up that first down.
No,
the clock is running.
You got a chance to make a play on it.
It's curious that we didn't see a hurry-up call there or a spike. Because we're getting really low on time. We're on the other side of we're at the 50, and Chatt needs to march.
And you can see today the decisions for the play calling. They know they have to go all in. John Wick, a great runner, has not had to be able to move the ball that way much this year because they're trying to keep him healthy. But today they are going all in. They're letting him run the ball. They're letting him lower that shoulder.
It seems as if Chatt might be willing to settle here for a field goal with the play calling. A lot of inside underneath passes, just getting over the line.
And that's a credit to Richmond's secondary. They are really keeping everything on the outside and in front of them. They are making sure that Chatt cannot move the ball down the field very quickly.
It really is. This is it's a chess match. But it does seem that Chatt is outmatched.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game. We didn't think that it was going to be crazy score like it is now. We thought it would be 1 or 2 mistakes that kind of define the game. We didn't know that mistake could be a pick six. It could be a game-changing moment where points get on the board because of it.
And because of the butterfly effect of now everything you do, you have to fight back. You have to fight that back, and you get 1 foot in the grave, and you need to climb out. It means you have to pass the ball a lot more, and that's risky. And we've seen that here. Chatt's been, I don't know if the word is gun shy, but that's a great play by Chatt to get the touchdown there.
Right before half, very much needed.
John Wick just moving the ball right where it needed to be.
It seemed like the coverage by BJ over the middle was not able to get there in time. He was kind of caught out on that split on the right side with the 3 wide receivers, and it was wide open over the middle on the left side of your screen.
Now, Chattanooga here needs to be looking out for a Femi Klutz touchdown. Because Femi Klutz is so fast that from anywhere in the field, he's a touchdown threat.
Richmond does have 3 timeouts. They could try to move the ball about 15, 20 yards forward and then get a Hail Mary opportunity if they indeed want to try to do so.
I'm interested to see here what happens. Now, Femi Klutz is second from the right there. And that's right. We're going to get a Femi Klutz.
I've never had
and he dropped it.
You know, I understand playing man coverage, playing cover 2, but you have one of the most dangerous wide receivers in the game. You need to be in prevent defense. There needs to be 3 guys back there. Just a questionable play call.
You know, the thing is, he's double covered, and still he's such a threat.
And now another deep ball here. And it falls incomplete.
And that's
that gets us to half.
Very good contest so far. I would say the game right now is that pick 6. You know, if we talk about taking 7 away from Richmond and giving 7 to Chatt, it is a tied game. So right now the pick 6 is the key factor leading out of that first half.
And here's the fair catch by the return man.
Now, if you're analyzing what Chattanooga needs to do to get back into this game, they're doing it exactly. They needed to score without giving the ball back to Richmond in a way that they could get points back on the board. It's crucial that they score on this drive. You really start to wonder how they could possibly get back in.
Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down.
Wide open across the field. The tight end, Maggio, number 83. He gains about 40 yards.
Huge play by Maggio. Huge
saw
play by
that
Nicholas
space
Maggio.
open up when you play those deep cover 3 zones and you end up having to play a little bit of man because somebody goes deep. It ends up being wide open for those out routes.
And you know, he's averaging over 20 yards a catch today. He's a big part of this offense, and if they're going to come back, he's going to have to take part.
And you see Chatt still trying to stick to that running game, but it's just not happening. The offensive line is not getting any push up front. They've been relying heavily on screen passes and play action to try to give John Wick a little bit extra time to see the field.
Well, it just makes you think, is it too little too late on this run game? But we'll see what they have set up here.
John Wick continues to throw incredible passes. You know, he had that pick 6 early in the game.
Pass.
Really came back strong after that pick 6.
He's 21 of 27. I think at the time of the pick 6, I think he was 2 for 4. And he's really just looked great out here. He's looked precise. He's looked cool under pressure. He did look a little shaken earlier, but he's warmed back up.
Continue to see Chatt really attack the center of the field. He is not afraid, even after that interception, to throw over the middle of the field.
They realized coming into this game, they had to take away his ability to throw the football downfield. But it's the receivers and their play.
Oh my goodness!
I'm getting. Oh,
What
no.
just happened? We see absolute chaos. A team that has had fumbling issues throughout the season, and it just cost them.
Now this is what I was talking about. This is what can't happen. You can't have accidents like that on a play that should have been a touchdown. You turn it in. You snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
That is heartbreaking, and you can tell the defense was not ready to come out onto the field. I believe that this is a team that feels defeat. They feel defeated. I do not think that the offense, when they come back out, will be looking to push the ball downfield. I believe they'll be looking to try to make the score look respectable.
Now the whiplash for the Chattanooga's defense, for the Mocs, they were flat-footed on that play. How else do you describe it? I think that they're.
I think the youngins call it that they just weren't prepared for the rubber band that could happen if a turnover like that happens, right? You talk about a slingshot engaged method. You know, one poor mistake, and the next thing you know, it's 7 points on the other end. It's just that quick.
First down play call.
It's that quick. And now it's as if Chattanooga had allowed Richmond to score that touchdown at the end of the first half.
Really start to question,
all that work was wasted.
Before half, it could be 35-7 right now. It could be an extreme blowout. It already is looking pretty poor. And you have to wonder what's going on in the head of Coach Woody Banter. Every mistake that's happened today, minus the fumble, has been his own.
I hear what you're saying, and I think that it's true that Woody Banter is going to feel this, but I think that a lot of this should actually go towards the preparedness and the
100% agree. You have to give credit to Richmond. They came out here calm, cool, collected. They knew what they were in for. They
huge play, turnover by Chattanooga to Richmond. But like I was saying, you have to give credit to Coach Petey, because this is it's clear that they've done this before. This is surgical. It's professional.
Richmond's defense has been able to force fumbles consistently, back-to-back possessions where the ball has been punched out by a Richmond defender, and you just can't have that on the biggest of all stages.
And Richmond doesn't even need to score here. They just run a little bit of time off the clock, maybe kick a field goal, and they're still in a much better position. You're going from 21 points to 24 points, and that's huge.
If I am Taj Ruggs right now, I am turning and handing the ball off to any of my running backs right behind number 54.
Absolutely.
Here comes the handoff.
Absolutely. And this offensive line is so good for Richmond. They know their assignments. They follow them. They go to the next level. They chip when they need to. It's
to me,
again,
it's the versatility.
you really wonder
when you look at an offensive guard, especially in the American, in the Sun Belt, in some of the greatest conferences out there, you do not see this level of speed from a guard.
Absolutely. They're fast and they're big, and that's it's tough to get both of those things together, but Richmond has it in spades.
I believe we might see Femi Klutz again before this game is over.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think
boys,
that
my
there's
house
definitely.
exploded.
I think there's going to be a dagger to the heart from Femi Klutz sometime soon.
Trying to create outside the pocket now. And he's gonna fling it.
And you see
Right there,
Chatt,
Femi Klutz could have had a touchdown.
Chatt was trying to cover everything short. They knew the line of scrimmage to gain was about 4 to 5 yards. They thought it would be a quick toss. Little did they know that Haj was able to get out of the pocket, and that cover 2 spaced them out so much that they weren't able to defend the corner of the end zone.
Well, you have to wonder what was going through Woody Banter's mind when he was preparing for this game, because it's clear that his boys weren't ready. I think that he might have been counting on Coach Petey's boys to be complacent.
We got some really good behind-the-scenes access, and we sent our color commentator, Bryce Clore, over to talk with Coach Woody Banter before the game. Can you give us some insight on where he was at before the game and where he might be now?
Well, we've talked about the butthole factor a lot with him, and he said he was not worried.
Tell us a little bit about
that. Well, the butthole factor is like how tight you are. How's your team looking? How's everybody feeling going into it? Are you getting caught in the moment? He thought his team was in a good spot. They just ran through the playoff. They beat Alabama. They played Furman Tough in the conference championship.
Just come off a huge win against Oregon.
Right. But he said he was not worried. His guys were ready. But I think they should be ready. I mean, they should be worried right here down.
They should have been worried coming into this. I think that.
Oh yeah.
I think that they were maybe too busy celebrating the last win, going out and partying instead of going in and studying film.
The German
One thing that really makes me wonder is the concern during the Oregon game and during the Bama game. Head coach Woody Banter proceeded to say in Discord, you said it yourself, that maybe there was a little bit of drama queen, going on. And
that's right. That's right.
The butthole meter was tighter than he was giving on.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because on the one hand, he's projecting this sort of idea that he was worried, and then he comes into the interviews today and he's talking about how he's cool, he's collected, he's ready for this. And I think that maybe he had those backwards. I think that maybe he should have been a little less worried about these teams coming in and more worried about this wrecking ball coming from the American. Easily the most talented team in the country, just in terms of blue chip recruits, which it's strange because they come out of nowhere in the last few years. They're a dynasty.
And something that, you look at the stats today, if I told you both teams had roughly 250 passing yards, both teams had roughly 80 rushing yards, would you assume the score is 42-14 as of right now?
It is unbelievable. And all those mistakes are just compounding. I want to go ahead and apologize for saying that. I thought that there were not going to be a lot of mistakes today. I was wrong. I think that there's a lot of mistakes going on here today. It's a lot of stress for a young man, and John Wick is. It's tough. It's tough to make good decisions in situations like this.
You have to give credit to Richmond. This team has been here before. They are looking to win their 4th straight national championship. It's a dynasty, folks, and we have no clue when it will end.
It's the Spiders' world, and we're just living in it.
We're caught in the web.
That's right. Well, Coach Woody Banter is absolutely in the web, and he's. It reminds me of that scene from Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, where Frodo gets stung by Shelob. Except there's no Samwise Gamgee coming to save him today. I think that this is just a bad situation.
So if you look
I
at
hate
the
to see
stats,
how Sledge didn't want to go to Furman.
I am shocked.
I just hate to see it. Yeah, I thought this would be a really close matchup, but it is not.
To tell you the truth, fellas, this is kind of what I expected coming in. At Holy Cross we've been playing.
Oh my big gosh!
The concern wasn't so much about Richmond versus Holy Cross; it was Holy Cross versus anybody else.
No, I hear that, but I think that what you guys are missing is that when you play Richmond, it feels like there's no hope. When you play other teams, you feel like, if a few things went differently, maybe I win.
But one thing that I have to bring up, and it's happened to every dynasty, is eventually people want to see them fall. And you see a team that was once cheered by everybody become the most hated team. You look at the Patriots. You look at Kansas City Chiefs. Is it now time for this team to become the hated, to become the team that people want to see lose?
I think that you're exactly right. And one of the frustrating things is that Coach Pete, he's not that involved with the media. He doesn't give that many statements. He's so good, but it's almost like he doesn't even care that much, which frankly makes it a lot more frustrating for the rest of us who do care.
Yeah, does it? Well, when you think about Petey, he's a known member of the upper echelon of the Chatt, right? He's been given a lot of power.
That's right.
And it seems that anyone who gets power seems to win a lot of games.
I do want to push back on that, because the other two people with power are the head coach of FAMU and Bowdoin.
Well, one is a slave. All right, he works too hard.
Say that on air.
Okay, Grand Canyon has nothing to do with what we're talking about today.
We are talking about commissioner.
I think that's really inappropriate, and I ask that you wouldn't say anything like that ever again.
My good colleague, Adam. My good
And
friend
the second
Adam.
one,
Not like that.
he doesn't even have knees, okay? So it's really hard for him to focus on playing a game because he doesn't have knees.
This is the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. He doesn't have knees. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about, folks?
We're trying to find something to talk about because Chatt laid this stinker.
This is
Jesus Christ. Furman would have beat him by 3 scores.
This is
Again, not biased, but just saying.
Now this is not the Chatt. This is not the Chatt that shows up every week. This is that rare.
You're curious if the pour was flat.
Malik.
If the big pour was just too flat for him to be able to come out and lay this type of performance.
Well, it makes you wonder: is the Sweetwater 420 is that the key to dismantling the Chattanooga Empire? Now, as I think I'm the only one in this chat to have actually blown out Chattanooga before, aside from Richmond. It's a rare joy. You don't get to do that very often.
Walk me through that game with Chatt about 5 seasons ago.
About 5 seasons ago. Well,
here we go.
There are some things that you never forget. But I think that it's not something that I did. I think it's something where Woody Banter just gets in his own head and starts making bad decisions.
Do you believe that game 5 years ago caused tonight?
No. I think it starts further back than that, but I do think that it is in the chain of dominoes that leads to this humiliation ritual that we're watching.
So where do we see that go from here?
Well, it makes you wonder, is witty banter, is he really Glenn Greenwald? That's the question.
I'm Googling Glenn Greenwald.
Taj Ruggs only thrown 14 passes in the day. Really hasn't had to do much with his arm. The offensive line, like we talked about all game, has just been so dominant.
No, I think that the Chiron just went by, but I think he's completed 11 passes for nearly 250 yards. That's something.
Now, I would say about 80 of it has gone to Femi Klutz on one pass. Well, but very impressive.
First Amendment litigation. Okay.
Did you just look up Glenn Greenwald video?
Look at me baited here.
The next thing that I'd like to discuss is just this dynasty of Richmond and where we see it going from here. They just had another top recruiting class. As you see, Scruggs finally find the end zone today. This top class coming in, they have 15 5-stars coming in. We have no idea if this talent will stick around, if they will try to transfer, because we know there's 15 more in front of them that are freshmen currently. There's 15 more that are currently sophomores. Where do you see them going from here?
Yeah, they're gonna be pretty good. Pretty good. But if they played a actual schedule all year,
you have to question when will Richmond
the Sun Belt
join
is
a
not
conference.
a story. The American is a joke. Now that he's out, now that Ben's gone, it's a joke.
I mean, we were being very respectful for our other commentator. But if Richmond was a member of the Sun Belt, if Richmond was a member of the SEC, the Big Ten, you would not see this level of dominance because the regular season grind would be so much harder.
Darren Scruggs, 10 attempts, 43 yards. That's not how Chatt wins football games.
No, it is not. Normally, in a great Chatt game, you see Scruggs plus 100, plus 15 attempts.
This is just bad. Oh shit!
The question remains: will this commentary be given out to the public? Will Witty Banter and Chattanooga share the commentary that has been given today by the 3 greatest commentators in FCS history?
I think it's gotten so bad, the blowout, that it's kind of like a laugher. Like, it is what it is. I feel like if you lost the heartbreaker,
like the opposite of a gasser, a laugher.
Yeah, just like, I was gonna win anyway. But no.
So while you stepped out of the room for a minute, what you missed was 2 straight possessions where Richmond pressed the LB button and instantly got a forced fumble. And I will say that to me. Changed the game.
Okay, yes, you might not upload it now. Okay, I didn't know that happened. I thought there was some straight up good football happening.
So it was 28-14. Richmond was playing defense on their heels. Chatt had the ball to start the half, drove all the way down, had a great crossing route over the middle, ran it down to the 2-yard line. Richmond presses the LB button and it is stripped. Forced fumble. Bounces around 15 dudes. Richmond recovers it in the end zone. The next play, Richmond throws an 80-yard bomb to the tight end. That is the history. So after the touchdown, after the tight end goes all the way, breaks the tackle, runs it 80 yards, Chatt gets the ball back, gets a first down, throws another pass over the middle. The running back has the ball. Richmond presses LB, and you would not believe what my eyes saw.
That's
2 straight possessions, 2 straight forced fumbles. This defense is an insane level of talent. I don't know how you could see more NFL talent on a field unless they increase the number of players allowed to play the game.
I like that one. I think it was put together a pretty solid game.
With that completion right
Look,
there,
say what you will. Ivan News came to play.
300 yards in
I
this
mean, when you
Can I
look
be
at
honest?
the stats, you can be honest with me.
Let me be honest with you. I don't like Manny Malik's number being 37 as defensive end. Or 39. Is that fair? Yeah, this looks gross.
See, I believe his number is 39 because every other number is currently retired because of the national championships that they've had the last 3 years.
When was the first Richmond National Natty? You know?
It started 4 years ago. We are looking at a 4-peat right now.
Oh my God.
So 2027.
The ball 14 times.
It's an insane stat, I know.
I
really did not have to throw the ball much today.
Completion good for first down yardage for this offense.
Yeah, I mean, a big decision next year is Wick coming back? Redshirt junior, he can leave. Surely he's gone. Jesus Christ, Manny.
Manny Malik again off the edge. Just bulldozed the left tackle. Did not even let him hold up.
Thank God he's not coming back.
And, you know, these fans down here in South Florida are going to go crazy tonight.
Go Bulls!
I heard they have a Bulls basketball game tomorrow evening at 3 o'clock. Please fill out the stadium.
Kaiser zone. What the hell is he doing with the guy? Oh my God.
John Wick
Putting
it on the line.
cheesing. Oh God.
You have to wonder,
CJ.
you know, he's got another year. What if he was to get a career-ending injury from that play?
Right here?
You have to wonder why you would run the quarterback there. I understand.
Sounds like you're praying for it.
But do you want to risk that? You know, we've
Sounds
seen
like you want him too.
3 career-ending injuries this season. 2 from UNG, 1 from Richmond.
I don't mean to laugh at a kid losing his college career, but in a vacuum,
And if you think about it, the kid's never going to play football again.
The UNG guy breaking his spine.
Huh?
Oh, is he a loser? Sorry, CJ. I only said it. Say it one more time.
What do you do? Wait, what?
Work the clock here by keeping it on the ground.
You know, you appreciate CJ witty banter, Chatt's head coach, riding out the Discord, making sure that he gets every tiny bit of detail from this commentary team. You just wonder if we're going to get the
That's going to
actual
hurt to listen back to right there, that part right there. That's going to hurt. It's all right.
You know, Chatt's down to 1 timeout. They're really just looking to get the ball back one more time, trying to get the score a little bit closer.
We call that the Indiana points.
You know, if we're looking at the time on the clock, they might get the ball back with about 10, 15 seconds.
It's like Richmond's not doing that. Richmond's not going to punt this ball, I don't think.
Richmond gets the first down here. The game will be officially over.
I thought it was 4th down. Only the best commentary team here. Oh, he's running the Nick play.
Yep. And so there will be about 11-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. With the punt, you might see 2-3 seconds left on the clock. It'll give John Wick one more play to try to get this score a little bit more respectable.
CJ joins the Discord. Or are you just going to hear the bloop sound when he gets out of here?
Oh, it's definitely on there. It's picked up and turned off. 25 seconds. We punted the ball very early.
The defensive
pretty base, though. Pretty base. Chatt has 29 first downs, down by 2 scores.
Efficiency is the name. Points is the game.
I mean, look at the score. It's 2 fumble gap. Oh, no,
Pick 6.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the rubber band happened right after half, when the fumble on the 2-yard line, an immediate 80-yard bomb to the tight end.
Oh,
the
I
next
didn't know it was
possession,
that close.
Another fumble.
God.
In the final couple minutes, here's a deep shot.
Um,
Deep shot on first down, but incomplete.
Well, they don't connect.
John Wick has 2 picks.
But this is what you have to do. It's late.
Yes.
He had a pick 6.
He had threw a pick 6 early, and then late after the 2 fumbles, he tried to throw a deep pass to the left down the field. It was intercepted, underthrown.
That's right. I remember that. I remember now. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I mean, this is just a humiliating.
Curious here if they just go for yards. They try to get another first down, get to the 30 mark.
Yeah, get a little more development for John Wick.
On second down.
Known cheeser, CJ.
Out of the pocket now. Time is running out. They'll take a
Oh,
deep
they
shot.
Impressive
Ooze
to get
again.
to the field that far. Ivan Ooze just having a hell of a game. You have to wonder if he might look to transfer. Isaiah Bond from Bama to Texas, Adonai Mitchell from Georgia to Texas. You have to wonder if a player of that caliber wants to win, will he look to go somewhere else?
Burma could use him.
On first and 10, looking to throw. He lets it go.
And a great attempt to try to score before the end of the game, but that is over. Your national champs, the Richmond, Virginia Spiders.
Richmond.
For the 4th year in a row, these seniors have never lost a game in the national championship stage. It is an incredible run. You have to wonder if the greatest of all time is being tossed around.
Wow.
I'm going to leave it with you.
That was emphatic. Yeah, thanks for all the sponsors.
We got Sprite Plus Tea and Slim Jims, your two halftime sponsors. Sprite Plus Tea. Make sure to grab one at your local QT or gas station. And Slim Jims as well. It is the official sponsor of not only FCS NCAA 25 football, but WWE. They reached out to us. They really liked us. Thank you, and until next time, adios.
Goodbye, friends.
Yeah! That's how we do it, Spiders! 4 in a row! That's how we spin it! Woo!